this case, I heard from many crime podcasts, and I too was interested in the blue eye model from Vogue India. So I researched and found her, Raudha Athif. This episode may be a short case just to investigate as it is a public news, yet with a sad ending. Thank you and welcome back to my show, Investigate with Me, and I am your host, Mimi. If you like the show, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Turn on any notification button for any future contents I will be covering. Again, if you happen to be at the gym, talking with friends, heck, even strangers on the street, don't forget to let them know about this show. With no further introduction, let's begin. Born on May 18, 1996, making her a Taurus, blue, brown, and ambitious, loving and caring woman was born in Maldives, where a model was born. Raudha Athif studied in Heria School and Villa International High School in Maldives. From there, Raudha did environmental campaign in Maldives national television when she was actually 14. Raudha became known in Maldives in the year of 2014 after a photo shoot by a photographer. Later, because of this photo shoot, she later went to the cover of Vogue India in 2016. Raudha went on to medical school in Islamic Bank Medical College in Rajshahi, Bangladesh, from where she received a scholarship from the Department of Higher Education of Maldives. With a bright future ahead of her, life would soon become short. On March 29, 2017, Raudha's lifeless body was discovered hanging in her dorm room. Her body was found by many students in the women-only hostel of the medical college before police arrived. However, the superintendent at the hostel was surprised at how she remembered Raudha to look so happy and hard to believe she would commit suicide. So, in case if you guys didn't know, it was found to believe that she probably had hanged herself. And I say probably because I'll continue on with the story. But if you like, you can always Google search to see this for yourself. I would post the image, but I kind of just want to show respect for the dead, so I'd rather not do that. But back to the story. Raudha's father, Muhammad Atif, reported that he believed that his daughter was not suicidal. Raudha's brother actually believed that his sister was murdered and her death was staged as suicide. Known for a promising future ahead of her, friendly, lighthearted, and full of life, family and friends of Raudha strongly believed that she was incapable of committing suicide as she was not suicidal. It was actually known to believe that there have been a series of murders in Bangladesh, which was staged to look like suicide, and Islamic extremists that had been suspected to be behind these crimes. It was also believed that Raudha was Muslim and was targeted because she was a public figure who defended victims bullied over religious controversies. Due to her strong belief, which was not agreeable to many, there was speculation that an extremist targeted her. Raudha's style of clothing was branded as, quote, immodest and, quote, un-Islamic, even though she adhered to the dress code in college by wearing a veil to cover her face. However, Raudha was criticized for wearing jeans and was told repeatedly she could not wear jeans in a Muslim college. The college was known to have a lot of extremist connection and support. Also known that other students who did not adhere to the rules would be subjected to bullying. There were beliefs that Raudha could have been actually drugged because there was prior conversation where Raudha told her family that someone had mixed sleeping tablets in her drink just weeks before her death. With many possibility and speculation revolving around Raudha's death, conducted by 3 medical doctors from Rajshahi Medical College Hospital, ruled Raudha's death as suicide. Shortly after she was buried that Saturday, her family actually declined. That's very interesting how they kind of just rushed to rule that she was suicide to then quickly bury her, so then that way they don't have to reopen the case for a possibility of an investigation. So it's a good thing that she has a supportive family to decline and try to fight back. Ryan, Raudha's brother, later claims that during, quote, The first police report, it was said that there were strangulation marks, but later dismissed, saying they were birthmarks. But she didn't have birthmarks on her neck. We've seen her bruised body, her tightly held fists, and her hand marks on her neck as if somebody strangled her. When we raised these issues with the police, they dismissed it. Quote, Rayan. Raudha's father later shows news media that there was no force of entry to her room. After police stated that the students also discovered Raudha's body to break into her room, which was locked from the inside. Rayan later goes on to say authorities said students banged on the door and the two locks of the door just slipped down, but that's not possible. We demonstrated it. We banged on the door and the locks did not move an inch. I would love an explanation for this. Maldivian police officials met with Bangladesh as Rajshahi Metropolitan Police and medical college authorities following speculation surrounding Raudha's death. They visited Raudha's room at the women's dorm, checking doors, windows, and inside her room. Amin Hassim, assistant of commissioner of RMP Detective Branch, quoted to Dhaka Tribune that he believed that 50% of chance could have been resulted not due to committed suicide. Her laptop, mobile phone were actually sent to the Criminal Investigation Department in Dhaka for analysis. Angry, Raudha's family actually accused authorities for tampering with evidence during the crime scene. Week before Raudha's death, police detained 29 men belonging to actually a student of an Islamic organization from her medical college of hostel. Weeks before Raudha's death, police detained 29 men belonging to a student Islamic organization from her medical college hostel. Police recovered jihad-related books and leaflets from the actual possession that was then reported. I'm not laughing as how funny, it's just the cover-up is just so insane here. But anyway, let's get back to the story now, shall we? Okay. So there is no indication to suggest that the group believed to be linked to a number of terrorist organizations were connected to Raudha's death. It is collectively believed that the cause of her death may or could have been such due to a conspiracy to stage a suicide when in reality it wasn't suicide. However, due to the possibility of threats and fear, no one is willing to talk or write about the mystery of Raudha's death. However, an activist did try to disclose the possibility of reasons for her death when last interviewed, but then also was known to be living in a self-exile and also undisclosed location after receiving death threats for writing about the extreme religious extremist group. Raudha became an internet sensation in Maldives in 2014 because of her aqua blue eyes. However, posting herself on social media, she became known internationally as the Maldivian girl with the aqua blue eyes photo shoot. The images of herself made her viral and helped her land on the cover of Vogue India in October 2016. At the time of her photo shoot, Raudha then told magazine she was actually looked to model as a hobby, but was studying to be a doctor. Quote, "Becoming a doctor to help people has always been my dream," Raudha quoted. As I come to the end of this tragic story, what do you think happened? Do you believe the authorities covered up her death for fear of possible threats against them? There were also assumptions that I actually had looked up and speculations amongst authorities which could have led to her death. Some actually believe that, the cover-up of her death, but some believe, so quote, the authorities had said, that her boyfriend at the time she was involved with had left her and or her best friend could have conspired to her suicide, but there was no reports of her actually stating that she had a boyfriend from what I had researched. I'm not really sure about that. But yet there were reports that there was an activist who went into hiding as that activist tried to actually close to the reason of her death. So that's also, speculation to this story. So as this story still is unsolved and remain a mystery to many, questioning as to who and why, please feel free to share your thoughts and or comments below. Once again, thank you for your patience and tuning in with me. And lastly, I would like to thank you for stopping by with Investigating with me. And I am your host, Mimi. And remember all, stay safe.